interrupt you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can interrupt me whenever you want, Greg. Hey there, beer troopers. Welcome back to.
Hi, Nick. How's it going? Lady Lee, I like your shirt. I know it's your
I
favorite.
do apologize. We were late coming on because Greg and it was kept talking about mattresses, Lady Lee. Anyway, hey there, beer troopers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Starr. We're doing the last episode of 2022, and we're going to open up a special bottle, a big bottle of Imperial Porter themed after the Nanaimo bar. Yeah. Muskoka Brewery created this thing. So we'll talk more about this here in a moment, but let's move on and see who we have with us, starting with, of course, Lady Lee.
Hello.
Hi, Lee. How you doing tonight?
Hi. I'm fantastic. I'm excited about my new bed.
Yeah, new bed.
I heard.
Well, new mattress.
I've been hearing all about it, really.
I'm very excited, okay? I did a lot of my bed came in really fucking quick, and it worked out because it's a really nice bed or mattress.
Can't wait to.
And if anybody wants a discount, tell me because I get a free pillow.
Nice.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I'd like to have a free pillow. Anyway, the advertising favorite movie, right?
Yeah,
The Exorcist. At least it's nothing. You didn't have charcuterie.
Favorite movie of the family, Lee.
It's one of my favorite scary movies of all time.
There you go.
It's not. It's I wear it ironically as a garbage movie.
Alrighty. So speaking of garbage, hi Greg.
Just like I wear this ironically. This was a garbage fest. Nah, actually, it was pretty cool. Especially
cool
when Nick was being nice to me. When he started being mean to me, that was rude.
Yeah, it's before I knew you.
Yeah, I was just that weird dude chasing you. That's what I do.
I think when that logo from that fest was on, that was before I really knew you. Before you started chasing me around the fest.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I like to make myself annoying right from the beginning.
Lee says the only thing cool about that shirt is how tight it is.
Wow.
He likes to be able to see your nipples.
There we go.
You can't even see them. Right. You can see the top.
No.
You totally can see his nipples.
He's talking to me.
There's your Jamie gift for the night.
There you go, Jamie. And Arnold's here too.
All right. So,
how are you, Nick?
I'm doing okay, I guess. I know. Guess what Greg was doing, touching himself. All right, so let's class this thing up, and I'll give a history. How are you doing other than you're having stiff nipples?
I'm doing well, Nick, and welcome everyone. It's Wednesday night. That means it's Bed Analysis 101. Tonight we're discussing pocket coils versus memory foam. Lady Lee, what's your opinion?
I went hybrid, so I literally just decided to take both and put it into one.
Wow.
So I have half.
All right. Well, I need to take a break to collect my thoughts on this because
I've always been partial to pocket coil. So let's go. I'm going to give the beer history now. So thank you for interrupting me again, Greg. Just want to give thanks. Not as much thanks as last week. So Muskoka, we've already covered Muskoka on this channel. In fact, it's not even the first time we've done a Muskoka beer this month. Anyway, so we don't have to go into more detail other than to say the Muskoka Cottage Brewery was opened in Bracebridge, Ontario on June 15th, 1996 by Gary McMullen and Kirby Evans, first launching their cream ale. It's still made today. And while Kirby died the following January from a car accident, Gary carried on the brewery, and Muskoka's cream ale went on to win gold in the 1996 Canadian Brewing Awards. Following that, he joined forces with another Muskoka cottager and businessman Bob McDonald in 2008, adding some much-needed investment into the brewery and leading to a period of expansion, going from 10 employees in 1996. 2008. Yeah, going from 10 employees in 2008 to 110 by 2016. In opening up a new brewery in 2012 to handle the increase in production. Today, they are available in all provinces except for Quebec. Other beers from Muskoka include their cream ale, as mentioned. They have a craft lager, Mad Tom IPA, Twice as Mad Tom IPA, Detour Session IPA, Hazing Infused, Juicy IPA, Chinook Stout, Legendary Oddity, Belgian Ale, Winter Beard Cranberry, Imperial Stout, which we did last week, And 2 weeks ago. Sorry, we did BYOB last week, and of course many more seasonals. With this one here, the Muskoka Nanaimo Bar Imperial Porter is a 9% ABV, 50 IBU. Imperial Porter brewed with Maris Otter, brown malt, aroma malt, crustal ebony malt, and black wheat malt. That's their words. I've never heard of an aroma malt or crustal ebony. Imagine that crystal ebony. Anyway, and of course Magnum hops. They don't mention what like flavors they've added to this thing either. They don't mention if it's actually has chocolate or vanilla or coconut added. So first brewed in August of 2021 in a collaboration with Vancouver Island Brewing. Speaking of British Columbia, we have our British Columbia native in the background now.
Good old British Dan.
So first brewed in collaboration with Vancouver Island Brewing, who brewed their own version since 2019. Their Vancouver Island's version predates this one. Where did I lose my spot? They brewed their own version since 2019, which comes in at 8.2% ABV and 30 IBU. So this one here is slightly stronger and also slightly more bitter than BC's. And if I recall correctly, I think Dan had said that his was sweeter. So we'll get into those flavors here in a second. For those who don't know, if anybody watching actually doesn't know, we have 4 viewers. While the origins, those who don't know, the Nanaimo Bar is a confectionery treat made with 3 layers. A solid layer of coconut, cocoa, graham cracker, walnuts, pecans. It has a vanilla. That's the bottom layer, the hard bottom layer. You got a vanilla custard center layer and a melted semi-sweet chocolate top layer that's kind of drizzled on top into a solid layer of chocolate. While the origins of the treat are muddied, the first instance of the bar being referred to as the Nanaimo Bar appeared in Edith Adams' Prize Cookbook, 14th edition in 1953. However, the same recipe had also been published a few weeks earlier in the Vancouver Sun newspaper as the London Fog Bar. So if Craig is watching, there's your UK tie-in. And the recipe was thought to be based on 2 separate but similar recipes in the 1952 publication of the Women's Auxiliary to the Nanaimo Hospital Cookbook as the chocolate square and the chocolate slice. So basically those 2 recipes combined, and you end up getting what's known as the Nanaimo Bar. Funny, it comes from a Nanaimo cookbook. To muddy this even further, though, a very similar recipe also appeared in a 1954 Country Woman's Favorite cookbook in New Brunswick as Mabel's Squares. So for some reason, less than 2 years after this recipe came out in BC, it appeared in a New Brunswick cookbook in like the Acadian Peninsula. So it's like really way far away from Vancouver in the 1950s. So who knows? The origins of this bar probably date back further than just these cookbooks, but Nanaimo is where it gets named after. So I wanted to make sure I added that New Brunswick element when I read about it. I spent more time doing history.
Shout out to New Brunswick!
Yeah! Stealing Dan's thunder.
Suck up. Good evening.
All right, Dan. So, first of all, Dan, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Just waiting for my dinner to cook, but good.
All right. Well, hopefully we won't keep you from your dinner too long. So while you're up on screen, talk about the beer you've got, because I know you've got something slightly different than we have.
So I do not have Muskoka. I do have the original Vancouver Island version of it. It is coming at 8.2%. It is apparently a little bit more bitter. And I did first have. Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Because the first time I had it,
I thought the only person bitter was you.
Well, the first time I had it, it was like drinking coffee. So, yeah. My first review, I did it when it first came out, and I was not a happy camper. There was really no coconut in it. There was really no vanilla or anything else like that. So I'm hopeful that they've changed the recipe around, but not hopeful at the same time because I've had it a few other years as well. So
I forgot to take mine out of the fridge. I should have taken it out of the fridge for a bit.
Yeah, mine's still chili-ish.
All right, so that's kind of Dan's description of his beer as well as his history, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I've had a lot of beers from Vancouver Island Brewing before, so I mean, I'm well known to this brewery for some strange, odd reason. I don't know what it is.
All right, thank you, Dan. Let's go over to Lady Lee, who was here with us first, so she gets to talk about her history first. Well,
this is gonna be for Lee because we were talking about it yesterday. But my memory foam that came with my bed, my dog has claimed it. There she is. That is now her new bed. I am not allowed to leave it, or I'm not allowed to throw it out. It is hers forever. Okay, history with this specific beer. This is my first time getting it. I kind of cried inside when I bought it because I saw the price and I saw the size and I saw what it was. And I'm like, the things I do for this fucking channel.
Yay.
Hey, you're helping get the millions of views.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So obviously I wasn't that big of a deal. It was one of those moments where you look at the price and you're like, oh, okay, she's an expensive one. I do have experience with Muskoka because we did one recently. And we did I believe the mimosa was from them, wasn't it? The Muskoka mimosa.
Yeah, there was a mimosa summer ale or something like that we did in the summer.
Yeah. So yeah, I have the experience with what we did on the show for Muskoka because I don't think I've had any. Well, I think I've had some, but I can't remember. I'm not like you guys. I don't write them. I just pick up a can because I think it looks cool, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I think I had that. That's it. That's my history. Oh,
You're
but
a terrible nerd.
I am using the glass Nick gave me.
Oh, that's nice.
Ah, fancy. Hey, it's funny. my new innocent gun glass that I'm using.
There we go. Twinning.
Yay. All right, thank you, Lee. Let's move over to Greg, everybody's favorite Greg.
And
It's
Arnold
funny,
snoring.
he is snoring. It's funny. I'm currently taking antibiotics for the STD Nick gave me. But anyways,
Jesus.
I have no history with this actual beer. Because I do write it down because I'm #proper nerd, and
Nerd.
That's right. And I've got a history of Muskoka. I doubt you guys want to hear about it. So there you go. That's my history.
Okay.
And yes, that is Arnold snoring very much.
All right. And Dan, did you want to say anything more? You're looking at your can.
No, I think my hand was just examining the lovely big bottle. I like big bottles, and I cannot lie.
You're muted, Dan.
There we go. Now I'm not.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. I was just looking at dates and going over my very first review of it to see if it's kind of the same one or if they changed it at all. So far, they haven't.
Yeah, like it's my understanding they released that originally in 2019, and Muskoka made their own version based on Vancouver Island's recipe.
But yeah. So I had the 2019 version of it when I was out visiting my parents. So I Anyways, Greg was talking. I was ignoring him, and Nick, your history.
Oh, well, I'm not going to get down and talking about my history just yet because I got to remember there is somebody else that decided he couldn't be with us tonight that needs to talk as well. Oh, shit. But first, news at Redbeard at 11. No, we're not gonna do that news format. So, although I'm sure this is news to me. Let's see how he likes it. I know Carrie's words on this thing where he was so glad that he was able to pick up the last bottle of this stuff.
It's been available for a while. Like as soon as you said that we needed it, I was like, I bought it right away.
Oh, I told her that everybody we were gonna do this eventually. So
I did not make the Fruity mistake.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go.
What be going down? People of the analysis. Hope you're having a great night. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I guess I could, but I got zero sleep last night because my brain is moron.
Excuses.
And I need
my brain is moron.
6:30 tomorrow morning. So it's like what, 7 o'clock?
I have to get up
now.
at 6:30. What the fuck?
I'm kind of there. If you think about it like that. This beer,
I feel like there's a lot of excuses going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
He's not used to
an
it.
interesting time.
Nah.
So let's do it.
Hopefully he adapts within a few months, you know. Anyway, so let's go with his history now.
History with Muskoka. I've had a bunch of their beers. No porter ever that I can think of off the top of my head. Definitely no Nanaimo porter, but they're a decent brewery. I guess this is actually a collaboration with Vancouver Island Brewing. Never heard of Vancouver Island Brewing. I guess Dan.
My
maybe
God,
fits.
Arnold.
Yeah, that's my history with this beer.
Arnold Songwood. Alrighty, so thank you, Mr. Beard, who could not be with us because he needs his beauty rest. And I don't mean a new bed that Lady Lee has.
We should ask you. We should ask Gary to make a video what kind of bed he has.
Yeah, there you go. Simmons beauty rest, considering he needs beauty rest all the time.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so my history with Muskoka is extensive. I mean, Muskoka is, been an Ontario brewery. It's been around for a long time. I think I had my first Muskoka beers when the Albino Rhinos sent me a bottle of Mad Time in a beer mail one time. That was probably around 2011, 2012. According to my old Untapped, which I no longer update, which I really should get back to updating, but I've had Winter Beard, Detour, the Harvest Ale, Summer Weiss, Mad Tom, Moonlight Kettle, Mosaic Single Hop, Kirby's Kolsch, Twice as Mad Tom, Chinook Stout, Legendary Oddity, Raspberry Cocoa Lait, which is a Moonlight Kettle, Craft Lager, Cream Ale. If I go look at how many beer reviews I've done on my channel, I've probably done a shit ton of them as well. I mean, Muskoka's been around. They're kind of one of those Ontario breweries that have been around for decades. That like my first experiences with Ontario beer came from stuff like that, like from either from them or from Wellington or like as far as craft beer. So I mean, I'm super familiar with these guys. This beer, on the other hand, like it came out last year, and I'm pretty sure we were able to get it last year. But when I saw the $15 price tag for this thing, I was like, you know what? I don't think I really want to spend that much, considering at that point I felt like Muskoka's beers, a lot of them were boring. When this year came around, I was just like, you know what? I kind of missed out on it last year. I kind of want to try this, and I ended up not only buying one bottle of this, but 2 bottles of this because I was just like, hey, I don't want to spoil my thoughts of tonight's episode, but I felt like it was worth doing a beer analysis on. And besides, it was something we could all do together as a special beer for the Christmas season. So that's my thoughts on that. As we're being serenaded by fucking Arnold.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
You guys woke Arnold up. Terrible.
Sorry, Arnold.
Oh, at least he's, you know what? It's a switch. At least he's not barking at the camera all the time.
No. He's good. He's good nowadays. I was back in the condo days where he was bored and had nowhere to go. Now he joins me and he just sleeps. But the weird thing is I don't even hear him that much. Somehow, I guess my microphone amplifies his snoring because he's really not even that loud in real life.
It might be where the angle of the camera is. It's just picking it up better.
Well, it's weird. I feel like it's Sunday afternoon when I'm a kid. My dad's sleeping on the couch. It's just like,
look at the tongue.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, that tongue.
That wrinkly cute face.
Sasha's just laying on the old.
Well, you know what? Arnold is adorable. So
we got this. We got this one here too, but she doesn't snore as much.
The dog days of
all of our dogs are passed out. They're just there.
That's because they drank their beer ahead of time, like good dogs.
And then
Jesus.
My cat is passed out there, and then the cats are passed out up there. So everyone's passed out.
I didn't realize you had. Well, how many cats do you have now?
Ollie belongs to Parker, so it's not my cat; it's his cat. But we have
So, like, how many?
3 cats. We have 3 cats.
in those.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Sasha.
All right, so there's a pile of comments here. Who wants to read them? Dan, you want to read some comments?
Oh dear God. Okay.
Anyone but Greg.
I'm just thinking, like, well, no, it's not so much that. I don't think I've ever gotten Dan to read the comments before.
No, you haven't. Put me on the spot. All right,
There
fine.
you go.
All right.
See
Dan,
if Dan
can
can
read
read.
already.
We'll start off with off the tent saying, "Start the shit already." Lee jumps
Wow.
in there saying, "Get busy drinking or get busy dying." Well, there's threats all over the things. Off the tent, back in there saying, "Waiting."
Well, we're waiting.
Of course, I mean, we could always wait for him to play his video games and, him not. No, that's Lee that gets muted. Anyways, Lee unsubscribed from us, so that's fine.
Oh, he was subscribed.
I know, that's what I thought too. Lee Russell again. Lady Lee advertising her favorite movie. I seem to have missed that part because I was late. And the only thing cool about that shirt is how tight it is.
All right, that's when we started talking about it. Like Lee was talking about Greg's shirt.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
You can see my nipples.
Yeah,
you
that's
can see
fair,
Greg's
that's
nipples. You like, see, this is how tight the. You really can see Greg's nipples.
Yeah, you can. That's kind of scary.
Either I've been working out or I'm getting fat, or maybe a little bit of both.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
So do it, Greg. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Baby. Yeah.
I didn't want to do it like that, just to entertain the masses. I know.
Yeah, baby.
And Greg's, my nipples need an exorcist.
It's a way.
Sorry,
It's a way of combining our shirts together.
Back, you sinister beast, back. Anyways,
Just gonna have the exorcist. I'm gonna do an exorcism by just shoving the shirt in people's faces.
I
The exorcist.
no, that makes them come
The
closer.
exorcist. The exorcist.
I was gonna say a lot of guys would pay a lot of money for that.
And Lee with his wonderful thing of, oh look, other cat, not another.
Ollie came to the camera, so
Gotcha.
he was
Okay.
gonna be showing off.
He's other
And
cat.
off the 10th likes boat boobs apparently.
Yeah.
So
I hear the motorboat boobs are the best.
It started
And by the way, nothing good ever comes out of New Brunswick.
I kind of like Nickelbrook.
So
Every time I see-
Bastard's pretty tasty.
Nickelbrook. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, not New Brunswick. I see.
Every time I see NB, I always think North Bay. So
Yep.
every time someone does that, I'm like, what about North Bay? So there's a lot. So
New bastards. I don't know. I figured Sasha would make the decision there.
Talking
So
about
the mattress. Yep. And Greg Gate keeps the beer a nerd. Greg Gate keeping beer nerding. Okay. Arnold snoring while Carrie talks is somehow fitting.
Indeed.
I'm just keeping you safe. Just keeping you guys safe from girl cooties.
Sorry about it.
Scaring them off.
Thank you,
Hey,
Greg.
I'm not sure that everyone here has their cootie shots, so you know what? Safety first.
It's been quite a few years, being married and all. I don't think I have to keep up with them anymore. It's like Carrie can't figure out if he's awake or sleeping.
All girls have cooties. What are you talking about?
And Lee laughed at Greg's comment. So we're caught up. Look at that.
There we go.
LOL'd.
I thought you said clap for a second. Like,
Oh no! Wait, we got Mr. Lee with a comment last second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lady Lee never gave me cooties.
You didn't try hard enough.
Oh, she was waiting for that comment.
Ouch!
Dude. Ow.
Well then. Lovely beer we've got here, folks. Mhm.
You shut him down. You shut him down like that Greta girl did to that douchebag on Twitter today.
God, I saw that. Oh, hey, we got a basement. Hi,
Jamie.
and Lee Russell with his ouch. And Jamie again.
I gave you
Like,
cookies.
oh, and yeah, gave me cooties.
I must be really good because I only met you the one time and gave you a hug. So
That's all. It's all. Hey,
That's
what-
all it takes at
Not,
times.
not even once. Not even
Giggity,
once.
giggity, giggity, giggity.
All
this
right.
is Ollie.
All right, all right.
Oh, hello, Ollie.
This is the other cat. This is the roommate's cat.
It's the other cat.
He's really cute. He's an asshole, but he's really cute.
Yeah, so is my orange bastard. He's cute, but he's a dick.
Cutie. He's got a scratch on his face, as you can see. That is from Angel. Angel got him back.
Aw.
Well, that's cat justice for you.
Cats outright tried to murder each other. We hugged it out in North Bay. Cooties acquired. So that's
There you
why
go.
nothing good ever came out of envy.
That's why you did it in North Bay.
Nothing
That's
ever
why.
good ever came out of North Bay, huh? Like the cooties.
I hugged everybody. I guess I
You
gave
didn't
everybody
hug me.
cooties.
I gave cooties.
Y'all got cooties now.
Y'all got cooties.
I don't have cooties.
You got cooties all over your jug.
Wow, that's very specific, Nick. I'm hopefully at this point naturally immune to my wife's cooties. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
No, I'm pretty sure you vaccinated her a few times.
No, you see, the cooties disappeared when you said "I do."
So I wonder why she didn't.
Is that how-
Ouch!
Ouch! There's a
Wow,
few
people
on-
are just mean tonight.
I missed that. I like zoned out. So
Oh,
Welcome to the burn victims unit of BA 101.
Well, it was just like, oh.
Dan said that my then almost wife's cooties disappeared when she said "I do," and then Nick is like, "I can't believe she didn't disappear as well."
oh.
You must be doing something right, Greg. We're still trying to figure it out.
Hey, listen. When I figure out what it is, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, Jamie gave Greg some cooties.
I mean,
There
that's
we go.
true.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right, so we have 4 viewers. 4 viewers. Let us know what you're drinking in the comments. We will read it on channel on screen.
We'll do something. We'll burn you.
I'm
That's
pretty
what
sure
we'll do.
those 4 viewers is like Dan, Greg,
Not me.
Lee,
Maybe.
and Chris. If Chris is still there. And
Yeah, I'm
Jamie.
definitely one of them. Chris may have fallen asleep in boat boobs by now.
Or he's gone back to play his
He went
Modern
back to
Warfare
it.
2.
He did say "ooh" after my comment. So
Well, he's
He's there.
probably listening in or something while. As long as
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't interrupt this Modern Warfare. Well,
see,
Off
he is
10
here.
says, I'm here.
There we go. And he refuses to watch me live. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, you watch
I mean,
You do not have the breasts that I have.
Ooh,
Oh,
you don't have
that's
the
true.
breasts.
That's
Wait,
true.
yeah, you
see,
do
there
have
we
the
go.
breasts.
He's also still playing Modern Warfare 2.
I feel at this point that's the challenge accepted. We're gonna have to have like a competition here. All right, everyone, get up and do jumping
Greg's got,
jacks.
Greg's got nipples.
I don't think mine are as good as Lady Lee's, but yeah, maybe they're probably better than Nick's.
You can't even see mine. I'm wearing a t-shirt, so you can't see mine.
I
Well,
got nipples now.
there are some space balls.
As Jamie's rubbing his hands together, going, "It's gift time."
All right, everyone, it's the jumping jack
Ooh,
challenge.
gifting the Giphy gifts.
Wow,
It's
there's
the
a-
gift that keeps on gifting.
I think mine have a good bounce though. Like that's the advantage I have because they're designed to bounce. So there's fat and
Yeah.
food tissue. So I got both.
Yeah.
Well, you guys just have the one.
Yeah, yours
I'm
bounce
just
better
gonna.
than the rest of
I'm
us.
just happy that at this point I can let my wife know that she won't be needed tonight. I got everything. I got everything I need on the replay.
Thanks, Agnes. You got the night off.
Agnes, you can go to sleep right now.
Jesus.
You can disappear
All right.
like you wanted to on our wedding night.
Oh, you did that to yourself. Wow.
That's
I
a
did
self
not.
burn.
I didn't see that one coming.
I haven't seen anything that bad
did she?
self-inflicted since Kurt Cobain. No.
Wow.
That's wrong. Oh.
So beer.
All right. Well, we've had enough time to talk about it. Lady Lee, you want to give us some thoughts? No? Let's go back.
I was hoping it would warm up more to get more flavor out of it, but I don't think it's going to do anything in the next like few minutes. So
We can keep talking.
It's fine. Like it's going to take a lot longer for it to get down to a decent temperature. So I'm just going to have to review it as is. So yes, like I said, I regret not taking the bottle out beforehand. It came like right out of the fridge. So I find every time I do that with a porter, the flavors are very subdued. Like you don't really get that taste. You get like that really cold, dark beer flavor that comes out very obvious. But any flavors in the background are not like the quieter notes of stuff are more hidden. It is beer tasting. No, it is. It has a sweetness to it, so you can taste. I can taste like a chocolatey taste to it. I'm not like the hugest fan of Nanaimo bars in general. So
Sorry.
Wow.
What the hell was that?
I'm hurt. Anyways.
But I'm not huge on Nanaimo bar, so I'm only really getting the chocolate of it. Like I can taste chocolate. I can't really taste anything else. There is a nice like smoothness to it. So when you drink it, it goes down nice and smooth. It does have that like aftertaste that I just cannot get around with you guys who fucking love these fucking dark beers. That's literally what turns me off is like that aftertaste just lingers. It's just there. Just feel it. Taste it. I don't like it. But like it's not bad. I'm not hating them anymore. I used to be very much like it tastes like yeast right off the bat. So I'm not gonna say that it does not taste like yeast. But I'm not used to going first, so I'm just like talking to myself to figure out what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think you guys will cover the rest. So whatever I missed, I'll say. For style, I'm really bad with these. Like I never know what to say because they all taste the same to me mostly, except I can taste.
Have you had any flavored porters or stouts or generally dark beers?
I have, but that's the thing. Like they all taste the same to me. Like I never taste a difference, so I don't know much with them. So, anyways, I'm gonna go like I'm gonna say 7.5. They taste like the rest of them, so I must be doing something right. I just assume. I don't hate it. It's not bad. I don't love it. Like it's.
Trust me, you can see low marks if you want, because I'm gonna ruin everything.
Dan's gonna give it 11s across the board.
I have this weird thing. Like every time I have it, I always take the first sip and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. And then I have that aftertaste and it just fucking like it just punches me in the face. So that's where I always have a hard time with these beers. Because I think I'd like them better than like a domestic lager. Like if you gave me a Canadian over this, I would drink this over the Canadian because I fucking hate Canadian. Wow. But like I'm not a fan of porters, but it's better than a porter. So, and again, it's cold. So I'm gonna rate it a little higher because I feel like there's more potential inside of it, but it's cold. So I'm gonna go. Goddamn, I feel like 7's high, but like I don't want to go lower because I don't think it deserves it. So I'm just gonna go 7. It might be generous, but
7.
I'm gonna be nice because, like I said, I wish I had taken it out a little bit longer, like a while ago, just to let it have its true potential be shown.
Your opinion's valid. All right.
I'm a
Thank
woman,
you,
so it's
Liz.
not.
No, but
Don't
Papa
tell
Lo
Greg.
is giving you permission to have an opinion, so it's
Yeah,
it's valid.
I'm saying as a man, I'm giving you.
A man's giving me permission to review
man-
beer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm giving you permission.
This is gonna be wonderful to just take
Jesus
Nick's words out of context.
You've never done that before.
Oh, trust me.
Oh,
And I'll do it again.
Alrighty, so thank you, Lady Lee, for that. Let's move on to fuck.
Hi.
Hi, Greg.
All right. I got lots to say. Basically, whatever Lady Lee said, copy paste, same score, done. Dan.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I want to rate it. I was just kidding. I actually have stuff to say. Although to be honest, my opinion is not going to be vastly different than Lady Lee's.
Yeah,
First
you're
of all,
a man, so you're going to let you have your opinion, and no one's going to question it.
Well, I mean, thank you, Nick. I mean, I don't like to flex my privilege too much, but you know.
Well,
first of all, let's
question all the time, I guess.
First of all, Lady
Especially
Lee's
your
already
masculinity.
Lady Lee's caused Dan some harm, so let me see if I can repair it. Dan, I don't hate Nanaimo bars.
The Hells Angels of Nanaimo, thank you.
I've actually never had one before, so I have no clue what they taste like.
You're not into sweets though, so I doubt like it because that's really sweet.
Yeah, I'm not. Either. I'm not somebody like I only found out what a Nanaimo bar is like a year ago, and I've never had one before. So I have no clue if this is what this is supposed to taste like similarly. So I'm rating it as a dessert-y beer. Now, what I believe Lady Lee is saying with the aftertaste is I think this beer kind of combines the upfront sweetness and then quite a bit of bitterness in the back. And I'll be honest, I don't quite like that combination either. To me, like the beer starts out nice and sweet, a nice dessert beer. Oh, but then there's that bitterness in the back. Why what's that doing there? To me, that doesn't make sense why they would do that.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, you know, that used to be maybe par for the course. That's just kind of how these kind of beers were. The problem with this beer and every other beer is that this fella exists. The Chocolate Manifesto by Flying Monkeys.
I ordered one.
Well, I'd be very curious to know your opinion on it. I'll tell you my opinion is that for somebody that doesn't even like chocolate that much, this beer blows away every other chocolate bar because they somehow figured out that when I want chocolate beer, I just want it to be chocolate and tasty, and I don't want the fucking bitterness at the end that just ruins the chocolateness. Because if you want dessert beer, have a fucking dessert beer. If I want a bitter stout, I've got lots of options there. I can go grab a Tempest from my fridge or, you know, grab something from your local thing. So this beer basically ruins most beers when it comes to chocolate beers or dessert beers or something, just because this is so competent as opposed to almost every other beer on the market. Anyway, that was a side. So yeah, that's the thing with the aftertaste on this. And I don't quite understand why they'd want to combine frankly, the tasty sweetness. Like it's a good dessert beer, but then it does have that aftertaste that you're kind of just not so crazy about. At least I'm not.
I'm not either.
But now this beer, I did pull it out of my fridge before we started. So I will agree and disagree with Lady Lee in that I do think that there's potential for this beer as it warms up. That being said, that's not how I drink my beers. I pull my beers out of the fridge. I drink them. If it's a stout, I will usually let it sit for a bit. Like as I'm drinking it, you know, I'll pour myself a bit, drink it, pour myself more. So usually by the time I'm done, I'm drinking it at room temperature. And that kind of allows me to see, okay, how does the beer start out cold? How does it start out warm? And with a lot of beers, they get worse. Some beers get better. Tough to say. This one I do feel has improved a little bit as it's gotten warmer. So I think if it were to go right up to room temperature, it might actually be a little better. But again, it's already had about 20 minutes at this point at least. So, well, actually 38 minutes since we've been yapping and talking. Oh, pardon me. Talking about beds and snoring and my wife leaving me.
It's pretty cold though. Like
it is. It's definitely not room temperature, but
no, it's still pretty cold.
So anyways, on to my review. Now that I've kind of told my whole little spiel, I like it. It's certainly not bad. I do feel that the hoppy bitter aftertaste was a lot worse when it was colder, and I was probably going to give the beer a much shittier rating than I'm giving it now. Now it's still there. I would still prefer if it wasn't there, but it's good. I would say it does have a lot of chocolate. I would be very surprised if this doesn't have chocolate added to it. I know it doesn't quite say, but I'd be shocked if this didn't have chocolate. And if you somehow achieve this just with malt, I'd be very impressed.
I agree with you because mine the same way. Like I find as I drink it, like as I wait, the bitterness is not as like.
It does seem to smooth out. So I mean, maybe this is a beer to have at room temperature. I don't know, but that's just not how I drink my beer generally. So yeah, I mean, as dessert beer goes, I'm gonna go fairly high on this one because although I did kind of mention that it's not as good as this one, it is better than most. Most dessert beers fuck it up a lot more, and they either don't have enough chocolate or they have way too much of a bitter aftertaste. Or I love the ones with coffee that have no coffee in them. So I'm going to say sort of, we'll going to say a dessert beer. We'll say as a flavored porter / stout, it will be where my style rating is hitting. I'm going to say it's a pretty good. I'm actually going to go 9 with it. Personal enjoyment is not going to quite be that high. I am enjoying this. I was probably going to go right with Lady Lee on this with a 7 earlier. In fact, when I first pulled it out, it probably would have been in the 6s. I do think it's improved enough that it's going to be about a 7.5 for me. It's not quite the 8 because that I find that aftertaste is off-putting.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't seem to work with the beer. But 7.5 for me is still on the high end of good. So I'm still enjoying it. And I think it does a good job for what it is. And, dessert beers aren't really my thing either. It's certainly this is more Dan territory than it is my territory, but this one does a pretty good job. So,
all right, thank you, Mr. Greg. All right, let's go over to Dan. Who's going to bring the numbers down.
You're fucking right, I am.
Oh boy.
First and foremost, did you both ever get toasted coconut out of it?
I can't say I have.
Massive chocolate, like chocolate.
Secondly, did you guys ever get vanilla out of it?
Got chocolate. I literally just said chocolate.
I would say chocolate.
Ingredients: water, barley, oats, hops, graham cracker. Did you guys get graham cracker out of it?
Can't say I have.
I got
Coca,
sweetness.
coconut, vanilla extract, dextrin sugar, natural flavor, and yeast.
He's mad. He's mad.
Whoa, my God.
Okay, I'm going to say right now, before
Dan's like the new Joe.
Before you start freaking out here, both, Greg said he's never had a Nanaimo bar. I said I don't care for them. So I don't eat them very often. Literally, like, I just remember chocolate flavor. So that's what I'm basing off. We're both basing off, like, dessert beer versus a Nanaimo beer.
Stop trying to talk him down. I want to see Fully Mad Dan.
Oh, this is the third.
I've been watching too much Sopranos. Lady Lee, when she's doing the arm thing, like as she's talking, like like.
I am Italian. Half.
I know.
And it's actually words. I have some words.
I have some words for you.
So
get over
here. When I first reviewed this back in 2019, I was disappointed. There was a lack of coconut, lack of vanilla. It tasted like there was a coffee bitter afternote, not really any chocolate, a small sweetness, and coming in at 8.2%, that was the only redeeming factor it had in it. Fast forward to 2021, same things, and yet it just didn't have what I had. Fast forward to 2022, these guys are not fucking getting it. This is why, Greg, I was asking if I can do a Muskoka versus a Vancouver Island comparison, because I want to try the two. From what you guys have is probably a little bit different than what I'm having myself. So I'm not going to fault you for your marks. Your marks are what you have. The water could be different. The notes, what they put into it, what they made into it, could be different. For me,
different palates.
It could be different palates as well. Yes. For me, it's thin. There is no coconut. There's a small sweetness on there. There's a coffee note at the end. No graham cracker, no vanilla, Nothing in there that really screams Nanaimo bar. Now, why do I call myself a Nanaimo bar guru? You can thank my grandmother for that. She actually had the original recipe, and she used to make Nanaimo bars all the time. That included walnuts and pecans in it, where people are saying that they shouldn't be in there. You can go fuck yourselves. As well, you don't use margarine in the custard portion of it. You use butter. So I'm just going to be going off my little tangent, take myself off my soapbox, and saying for a style that it's supposed to be, it is going to be a 3.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ouch.
Enjoyability. This is the 3rd year I've had this piece of garbage, and I fucking hate it. I'm madder than that. All hell. Vancouver Island makes some great beers. This is not a great beer. This
We're
is
not going
a
to take it anymore.
piece of shit. I'm sorry, folks. I've been trying to hold this back. I've been trying to hold this back. I've been good. But for God's sakes, I'm giving it a 2 for enjoyability because I fucking don't enjoy it.
Jesus.
The only thing I enjoy on it is the 8.2% that's very well masked.
I'm gonna misquote this, but you were on your period, and I need to give you a Tampax.
I'll
close
take
enough.
that Tampax and stuff it into this goddamn beer just to soak up the rest of it so I don't have to fucking drink it.
So you can suck it out later.
Well, no, then
Stick
after
with
you
the
can hoop the tampon and you can enjoy the alcohol without the taste.
You can put them in the freezer and make them as ice cubes, so you can enjoy other beverages.
It's still
Wow.
I'm so upset by this because of the fact that they fucking butchered the Nanaimo bar.
Was
We
it?
found Dan's time of the month.
Oh no, this is
Ooh.
I will send this out to you guys so you guys can do a comparison next year. Okay.
I admit I'm kind of curious, but I'm like, holy fuck! If that's what
Well,
you're coming up with this thing,
I was gonna say,
Jesus.
Dan. I was gonna say, Dan.
Wow.
We can
That's
we
bad.
can talk after the show. I can still get this for you. So if you want, we can arrange for a beer mail. And I
should
just because
totally do
you're so passionate, I kind of want to see this comparison.
This shit pisses me off because I am like that. I love my Nanaimo. I found a better Nanaimo bar stout coming out of Calgary than I did out of the original source of Vancouver Island. Like, yeah.
Can I just point out that Dan's rant somehow through headphones woke up Arnold?
Aw.
I'm very sorry, Arnold, but god damn.
I appreciate Jamie commenting from both his accounts to laugh at my comment.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jamie.
I'm sorry, guys.
Wait a minute.
I
How do
forgot
you
which
know that's
sock
Jamie?
account. Well, this is the one where he goes into that and logs in and gives an extra like on all of her videos, and then
Oh,
'cause
that's
Jamie's
nice.
that kind of guy.
Sorry. Anyways, that's my rant, and I'm really
Wow, dude.
So, Dan, have you tried cleansing your palate with a pickle?
I have Greg.
Oh,
So Greg, I'm going to point this out right here, right now. That peppermint Nanaimo bar that you sent me out from, it wasn't from Muskoka. It was from Bellwoods.
Oh yes, I remember
That was fucking delicious. That had everything in it. This one did not.
It's
should probably
funny.
send,
I'd have to go off memory, but I think I actually like this one more than I like that one.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's because it had peppermint in it. I get it. Anyways.
I don't necessarily hate peppermint. I just don't usually like it in my beers.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Anyway.
yeah, the race is a good question. Should try and maybe send you the is it Propeller Brewing made a Nanaimo Imperial Stout this year.
I would try it. I mean, even Dead Frog. Dead Frog even made one.
Dead Frog is something like it's a brewery I've tried a bunch of stuff from, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not buying any more crap from these guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, Dan, what we need. So here's what we need to do. We need to do a dual review. So I'll send you out one of these, and then what you need to do is send me a proper Nanaimo bar, whatever you think is the best, or homemade one, or something.
I'll send you the recipe.
So I know. Oh, I have to make it myself.
Oh, don't expect.
No,
Dan.
you don't. You
Greg
don't have to
doesn't
make it.
anything.
You do have other people in your household.
I'm a better cook than my wife is, so no.
Oh shit. Okay, well you might have to. I'll see what
Well,
I can do.
I guess
but
that's I guess that's baking, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I probably
Speaking
have
of-
to express post it. Anyway, sorry.
All right, so speaking of being baked, let's go to Redbeard here.
Nice segue. Nice.
And besides, just that you don't bake Nanaimo bars, so
No, you don't.
About halfway through this thing now, and it's pretty tasty. I don't get like any kind of actual specific Nanaimo bar flavors off of it, but it's nice ish. There's like a bit of a, I don't know, just me. I feel like there's a artificial kind of chemically undertone, middle tone to this beer. Kind of throwing me off a bit. 9%. You'd never know that. It's kind of expensive, but it is a 750. You don't see big giant bottles of beer like this that much anymore. So I feel like the price point's not crazy.
I paid $5 for my can.
Jesus.
Ours is obviously better.
Something about whatever they use to
Obviously.
mimic that Nanaimo bar flavor.
Given now.
Really weird chemically flavor in the back of my throat, kind of aftertaste. Style wise, 6.5. Enjoyment,
Wow.
6.5. It's not great. It's got, just that weirdness, the weirdness that won't go away. It's like lingering too in the back of my throat. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's about it.
That's what happens when you don't sleep enough.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Maybe
He
someday
comes
he'll show up
Southern.
in person.
Beers linger.
Instead of falling
You're not
asleep,
sleeping.
beards linger.
Yeah.
All right. So that means it's not Dan's turn, my turn now to talk. Yeah.
So we've had reviews all over the place.
You do. I'm kind of wondering where to place mine. Like, I don't know. I feel like I still get toasted coconut out of this. This thing.
Maybe.
They don't actually say anything about other than contains barley on the side. They don't say anything. Of course, that's your whole. I think I come to expect that with Ontario beers. A lot of breweries across Canada actually do include like an ingredients list per se. Whereas I think a couple of years ago they tried to do that with Ontario beers before they would put them in the LCBO and they got up in arms about it. Wasn't there a thing about that? Anyway, for me, I get like when I drink this, I get loads of chocolate syrup, and as it warms up, it starts to become more and more about like chocolate syrup. But buried in there, I'm also getting like mild roast coffee. Like I'm thinking, like I almost feel like there's a little bit of like not like a Starbucks or anything, but like a McDonald's coffee almost. I get almond, I get walnut, toasted coconut, I get cherry cordial. I'm getting the sticky lips from the sweet porter, with a lingering chocolate and a bit of roast in the finish. I mean, as it warms up, you get the flavors become a bit more nuanced. Like you get the little flavors like poking up through, and a little bit but it's still a lot of it is like still lingering like dark chocolate, like Nestle Quick, just like drinking the syrup or like having the syrup on top of a serving of like vanilla ice cream or something. I don't really per se get vanilla out of this thing, which I understand is a big part of Nanaimo bars, but I do get like the semi-sweet chocolate. I get like the nuts, the nuttiness in this, and I think I did say cherry cordial to it, didn't I? Anyway, I'm hard pressed to say that it actually tastes like bang on Nanaimo bars, because that's I don't know if I could really say. I think it actually does taste like a decent dessert porter, but at the same time, I don't find it necessarily tastes exactly like a Nanaimo bar or like I would expect a Nanaimo bar would. But it's not like I've had very many of them over the years. That said, I like this beer. I think it gets great marks for being an Imperial Porter style, as far as like it tastes like it's bang on. The body's just great for this for an Imperial Porter. The The sticky lips is there. It's a little thinner than you would expect for Imperial Stout and maybe the normal stout, but I feel like porters are right a fine balance. Like some porters get too light and thin and end up coming off as like a Schwartz beer or something like that. But with this right here, they've got the body nailed down. It's just that I'm not sure if I really crazy about that lingering chocolate syrup that I get. It's almost like one note bearing everything else, but overall it's pretty decent. So it's like good marks for an Imperial Porter. The dessert stout side of things is like, okay, it's great, but it doesn't taste exactly like an Nanaimo bar. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 for that. As for overall enjoyment, I mean, there's a reason why I was just like, I drank one and I'm like, that's not that bad. I like it. I'm going to give it probably the highest mark tonight. I'm going to give it an 8. Because overall, for a 9% Imperial Porter, what's not to like?
It's 8.2.
Well, okay.
Why 9?
Why not the like? But the biggest thing is I understand why Dan's mad.
Dan also has a different beer.
Yeah, that's the whole thing like that. It's like it feels like especially for a brewery that's in Vancouver, like closest to the Nanaimo, that seems
in Victoria,
like they fucked it up. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Vancouver Island, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Victoria.
But
it's in Victoria.
It's like isn't like Nanaimo just north of Victoria?
It's 45 minutes north of Victoria.
Yeah, on the island.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like they fucked it up. I feel like Muskoka did a better job.
That's why I want to compare the two. Like that's the thing is I want to compare the two just to see exactly what they've done differently. So that's something that it's on my list. If they come out next year with it, cool. Because I don't know if I can find this again.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's kind of like I feel like no, it doesn't really taste necessarily like an Nanaimo bar, but what I do really love is the nuances of the nuttiness and the cherry buried in there are pretty damn good. And I'm enjoying drinking this. So that's my opinion. 7.5 and 8. All right, I'm gonna do the math while Dan's gonna come up and read the rest of the comments.
Oh joy, let's do this. Where were we? We were back about so Lady Lee gave me cooties. We hugged it out. North Bay cooties acquired. I gave Greg cooties. There we go.
Is it true?
And Chris saying he is here still. He's also playing Modern Warfare 2 still. There's a gift that will give visual cooties. I really don't know if I want to see that or not. Lee saying we need to isolate that Nick quote for my soundboard. I kind of missed out on which one that was.
It was something misogynistic.
Nick saying that I'm allowed to have my comments.
Right. Okay. Okay. Lee Russell saying he's never had a real Nanaimo bar either. I think I'll post the recipe in. So if you guys want to make it, feel free to. I also learned what a double boiler was when I was actually making this because I never knew before that. Anyways.
Yeah, my mom's got one of those.
Yeah. Please see the shock scream that I made when Lady Lee said she doesn't like them. So I'm not going to repeat that because that's unrefutable.
All right.
That's my issue with most dessert beers. They often end up sweet up front and then just a bit bitterness in the finish. The flavor vanishing unbalanced, not a fun drinking experience. Not wrong. And then we have Chris saying, love sweet beer, #moo. And then me going, wait for it. Mm-hmm. And then, I had my rant on live. I'm sorry. And as I was having my rant, Lee decided to ask, what's next week's beer? Which we'll get into, obviously, because we're almost at the end of the show. Lee Russell asking, we need to know because Dan has murdered this one.
Ooh.
Yes, I did. And there's reasons for that. I have tried and tried again, but no more. Anyways,
It's not gonna take it.
Like
No!
Dan's explaining the murder trial why he killed the victim. It's just like, but he asked for it.
Yeah, he just wouldn't fucking change. Anyway,
Well, I mean,
it's true. Zinger Jamie, la le, and then Basement, la le. Seems like they seem to be the same person. We've already discussed
no.
I'm just that funny.
this. And then Manly Lady Lee shaming Dan's vagina. You leave my vagina out of this place for now. Anyway,
Yeah.
Beer
later
for
on.
Days showed up.
Unless you
Cheers.
have a fucking period on a monthly basis and deal with the shit that I do. Fuck you trying to claim that you have a vagina. Fuck you.
Wow.
Actually, I shouldn't say that.
I think somebody needs to give you a tampon.
Joking about having a vagina.
I may have projected my anger onto Lady Lee by the sounds of things. Anyway.
Wow.
Fuck all y'all.
Wow.
And then Chris with nuts in the mouth.
Little nuts in the mouth never hurt anyone.
Of course he would. There we go.
And then Lee with one last comment. Now, Leah is a turf.
Excuse me?
Oh, don't even go there.
Oh. So the score, Nick.
How did you pronounce my name? How did you say my name? Try one more time. Say my name one more time.
Say my name, Lady Lee.
It's Lee Turf Hardy. No.
Wow.
At least you said Lee.
All right.
Instead of turf.
Let's turf.
AstroTurf. All right. No, it's the ratings style 6.7 for style, 6.2 overall. If we exclude Dan's marks in the score, it's 7.6 and 7.3. And it's, I guess, saying it that way is fair because, I mean, we have Dan on here. He was okay to bring that beer. But it's just like, you can tell Vancouver really fucked it up if he's giving a rating that bad.
Well,
and of course,
I don't think it's fair to really even say that because, again, Dan may come from a different perspective. Maybe if we tried it, we'd like it. We don't know.
This is true. And
that's why we have both, because technically he does have a different beer. So we're still saying it's a similar beer, and we're comparing them because of the same companies that kind of work together. But final product came from two different companies. And then we're saying this is what it was without, because it is a different beer, but yeah. So we did the same and different.
Oh, that's right. You guys had the 9%. I only had 8.2 as well. So I mean that's a big difference in ABV as well. So
yeah.
It said does it 8.2% 30 IBU compared to 9 and 50.
Yeah.
So I mean, supposed to be more bitter.
This bottle just never ends.
That's one thing I like about it. At least it's a big ass bottle. It's like 2.2. But at the same time, I will say that just like I did say before with Winter Beard, this beer would benefit from them just putting it in cans and selling it in a smaller size. Because it's not that great that it needs to justify having this massive bottle. Put it in some fucking cans, sell it at $6 a can, we'll buy it.
Like if I bought this, I'd want to share it with a friend instead of just drinking it by myself. Like it just
Well, that's what they try to do with a bottle like this. They're trying to promote it. Hey, Christmas dinner, buy 4 of these, put them on the table, share them with friends. But quite frankly, it's a good beer. I don't mind it. I certainly like it more than Dan does, but I wouldn't say it's that good. Like, I'd be more inclined to be like double Tempest. Let's throw a few of those on the table. And I'd end up drinking them all myself. So that win-win.
and again, it is a different beer compared to what you guys have. And I think Muskoka may have done the beer justice.
Yes.
Well, we'll wait and see until you get a bottle of it, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing. I might actually watch that video.
You might rage quit.
I mean, I've had this for the last 3 years, and each year I've had it, it's always been disappointing for me. I mean, I even got a little bit of coconut off the first year, but that was because it was at the very bottom. This year, it's yeah.
Okay. I've had this one for a while now. It is starting to warm up. there's more flavors that I'm able to taste as it's going on. Like I said, they were just they're very subtle. They're very like light notes of, but there is like chocolatey taste for sure. Chocolate is the forward one, but there is like a very like in the background that's starting to pop up is like a coconutty flavor. So nothing over the top, but I was like, oh, I notice it now because it's an hour now and I've been slowly sipping out this beer. So,
And that's fair. I mean, I like even my favorite brewery, I'm going to be shitting upon when it comes time to, because this beer right here has wronged me. My Cookies and Corpse Paint has wronged me this year. So I mean, I'm trying to be honest about this, but yeah, that beer is shit. And the Nanaimo bar is shit.
This beer has forcibly touched Dan in his bathing suit zone.
I have a question for you
Ooh.
after the show, Nick. Just remind me. I just thought of it. No, it's about like doing a future beer. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Anyways, the question has been asked, Nick. So please enlighten us.
Let's enlighten everybody with the choice of next week's beer, which is going to be guess the brewery. Yeah,
I'm gonna say Muskoka. No, that can't be it.
It's either Collective Arts Muskoka. Those are the only ones we're able to find.
Well, it is actually Muskoka. We're gonna do the other winter beer that just came out because now we have it available to us. And I want to drink this. Hopefully, Dan can get this because this is actually a milk stout.
And I think
they did send it our way.
I think Lee has it if he hasn't drank it yet.
No, I tried. Lee's they sold out in the NSLC.
I thought he had it. I thought he bought it, but did he drink it? I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had it, and then because remember it took a while for it to come in Ontario. I've had this can for like 2 months now.
Yeah, I tried to get it in Alberta, and they was like, "Well, we'll see what happens," but they never got back to me. So,
yeah,
fuck Muskoka.
It took like a few weeks for the LCBO to actually list this beer.
Okay, he drank his.
Where it's Anyway, we're gonna. Yeah, I know it's exciting. We're gonna do one more Muskoka beer, and then we're gonna go into Hobo January, where we start doing liquor and shit, because we want to do all of our heavy drinking with some shitty beers before we do dry February.
Dry February, yeah.
Oh God.
Yep. Alrighty, so I think that about wraps this up, and I don't mean wrapping something up before going on the Lee's bed or something.
Wow!
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Wow!
Yes, please wear Saran wrap before coming onto my bed so you don't dirty it.
All right. Well, the important thing is you've given me permission to come onto your bed. I just have to put Saran wrap down first.
All over, wrap tightly.
Around the bed or around me?
You.
Oh,
all right. And I don't know if it was said. I want to say cheers, beer for days. Thanks for coming on, catching at least the end of this. Thanks, Chris, for watching most of this while playing Modern Warfare. Thanks, Lee. Hopefully, we'll talk to you on the after chat. And thanks, Jamie, for posting in two different sock accounts. Did I miss anybody? No, not this
no,
week.
You didn't even miss me, so.
Thanks, thanks Greg, for commenting.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Thanks, Redbeard, for falling asleep and at least giving us a virtual beard that we can play
tonight.
Dan, what kind of bed do you like? Do you like coils or memory foam?
Or both?
Actually, coils.
Oh, Dan's an old school coil man.
Or both.
Memory foam with a big
hybrid.
A hybrid. No, you have a memory foam with my frame and my body. That memory foam just does not want to forgive you.
It's a bad memory.
All
right.
Let me talk with my research.
Dan cock in the bed.